Start the program, Nitin. Please start the proceedings.
Yes. Once again, I'm audible, right, sir?
Yes, you're audible. Please start.
A very good afternoon to everyone. I'm Nitin Chakravarti, pursuing master's degree at IIIT Hyderabad. I feel honored to extend my warm welcome to everyone present here. On behalf of IAStructE, IIIT Hyderabad student chapter at Earthquake Engineering Research Center, I want to take this opportunity to welcome our honorable guests, all the faculties, industry people, participants from academia, research fraternity, and all the students to join the webinar on this topic, a case study on Deopani Bridge Gateway to Dibang Valley in Arunachal Pradesh. I would like to introduce our keynote speaker for the day, Dr. M. Kishore Kumar, Retd IES. He is an alumnus from the School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. He has served in Border Road Organization BRO from 1992 to 2024 in various capacities all along the Himalayan borders. He was instrumental in aligning strategic 3D alternate axis to Siachen Glacier at Ladakh region. Further, he ensured better connectivity for our armed forces in Jammu and Kashmir through road widening works in the terrorist-prone areas. As task force commander in Arunachal Pradesh, he bridged the numerous river gaps, namely Deopani, Ingupani, etc., getting rid of ferry transit for huge army convoys. He is decorated officer with many medals, awards, and published many international journal papers. He previously served at College of Military Engineering, Pune, training engineering officers from the Indian Army as well as from Sri Lanka, Maldives, Nepal, and Afghanistan. He was invited by the International Transportation Economic Division, Charleston, West Virginia, USA, on highway financing in 2011. Prior to his superannuation retirement in April 2024, he was overseeing the construction of Kailash Manas Sarovar Highway project along with 8-kilometer long Chialik Tunnel on the China border in Uttarakhand. Presently, he is associated with KPC Projects Hyderabad as Chief General Manager, taking care of their construction works located in northern and western parts of India. This is a brief introduction about our keynote speaker. Now, before we start the event, a small announcement for all the participants. If you have any queries, doubts, or clarifications, please do type your queries in the chat box only. We will have sufficient time for the discussion at the end, where Dr. Praveen Kumar Venkatrao, faculty advisor of the student chapter, will be moderator. Now, without any further delay, we will turn the time to our Mr. Kishore Kumar. Sir, over to you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Shall I start my presentation?
Yes, sir. You can start.
Yeah. Good afternoon once again. Today's lecture is on. First of all, I want to confirm whether I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
And my
Yes.
slides are visible. Yeah.
Sir, you are audible. Your slides are also we can see. Yes.
Yeah.
You can start.
Today's topic is on Deopani Bridge. This is the gateway to Dibang Valley in Arunachal Pradesh. This paper was presented by me in IRC session of 2016, and coincidentally, this paper was awarded for the best paper on construction by IRC, fetching me the gold medal, Maharashtra PWD gold medal. So with this, I'll just start my presentation. During the course of presentation for half an hour or 45 minutes, I will explain you what exactly the problems faced by us, and then about the terrain and the salient features of the bridge, all those things. So I'll just go to the next slide. So this is the completed bridge. You can see this is the completed bridge. Yeah, my presentation sequence is like I will give you overview of the bridge site, then salient features of the permanent bridge, project execution, followed by conclusion and photo gallery of the various works we have done in Arunachal Pradesh. The overview of the bridge site. If you see, like Arunachal Pradesh is in the extreme corner of the India. It's the more eastern part of the northeastern states, and the sun, we experienced the sun rays first in the Arunachal Pradesh, and I happened to be on the easternmost part of the Arunachal Pradesh. If you see, there is a place called Lower Dibang Valley is the district, and the bridge exactly is at Roing, a place called Roing, which is around 150 kilometers from a place called Dibrugarh. So if you just see here, here in Assam, in the Brahmaputra, there is that Bhupen Hazarika Setu, 9.6 kilometers long bridge, which was constructed, which was inaugurated in 2017 by Honorable Prime Minister. So prior to that, I was there from 2015 to 2017. So I had to do the ferry crossing, this because the bridge was not commissioned. So we had to do the ferry crossing. All my logistics, everything was coming via this river gap through the ferry logistics. So that I'll be covering in my subsequent slides also. So this is in a very most extreme locality which was not connected by the road. So this is a difficulty which we faced at the time of construction of this bridge. So bridge site is in eastern Arunachal Pradesh. Site is on the Ease River. They call it Ease. The local people, they call it Ease River. It is in the Lower Dibang Valley district of Arunachal Pradesh. It is on a road access to Roing, Hunli, Anini. Anini is right on the China border. So this is the Anini, and you can see this is the China border. Okay. So this is a very important access to the armed forces because they are deployed. They have to deploy their armed forces on the Chinese border, and this bridge is of very critical and strategic nature. Road is the only communication route to Anini in Dibang Valley, and bridge is the gateway to Dibang Valley. So this is the brief introduction of the site. Yeah, the overview of the bridge site, if you see, the Devapani is a perennial river and the major tributary of the Dibang River, and Dibang River is the tributary of Brahmaputra River. So if you see, this is my Devapani and this is the Dibang, and you can see the catchment area also. I will show you in the next this one. And this the picture is in the very lean season. If you see in the monsoons, it will be totally with the flooded. It will be totally flooded. So this is in the lean season. This is the picture which I am showing you is in the lean season. And during floods, the entire width is occupied by the flood waters. So Dibang is the tributary of mighty Brahmaputra River, and most of the rivers joined in the upper course, and it is a fan-shaped catchment. I will show you next slide. So this is the one. If you see, this is the bridge site. This is the Dola Sadia bridge, and my Devapani is here. Okay. So prior to completion of this bridge, we had to ferry cross this Brahmaputra, the mighty Brahmaputra. So my bridge construction, logistics, man, material, everything used to come via the ferry, the river ferry boats. So, and if you see the entire terrain, it is all with the tributaries of the river Brahmaputra, and the rivers are very ferocious. Yeah. So this is my bridge, Devapani bridge site, and this is the catchment area. And if you see, the catchment area is it's a very steep gradient, and whenever the rains happen, and it will be like just like a flash floods. All of a sudden, the water rises, and it's a question of there is a danger of flooding. Actually, I'll show you some photographs where our bridges got damaged. So you can imagine you can estimate the fury of the river. So this is the Mayodhya Pass where there is snowfall occurs, and the catchment area from the down of Mayodhya Pass. This is the entire catchment area of this Devapani bridge, which is again flowing into the Dibang River. Dibang River is a tributary of Brahmaputra. Yeah, this is my bridge site, and you can see the confluence of two streams on the upstream of the bridge. Fluctuating flow pattern with 90% of the discharge confined to the mere 1 or 2 months of the river. Erosion of the banks due to confluence point, which I have shown you here. And it's a boulder bed. You can see here. It's all filled with the boulders. This is my completed bridge. Yeah, turbulent history of the Devapani Bridge. I will tell you, in border roads, what we do is we initially construct we follow the stage construction. That is, we initially construct a class 5 road, that is 4 meter, 5 meter width road. Then, depending on the traffic and all those things, depending on the importance of the road, then we widen it to class 9 road, that is a single lane road. And if the traffic is even further like improving and there is a strategic importance, then we convert it into double lane. So this is the methodology we follow for the road construction. First of all, the stage construction gives you the ample access for the next future expansion of the roads, future widening of the roads. And secondly, we can connect the endpoints. So that is the advantage with the stage construction. Initially, we construct a single lane road, and then we further improve it to the double lane, intermediate lane, like that. And during the initial construction, we go for the belly bridges, that is steel truss bridges. And once the road is commissioned with these steel bridges, then we take up the construction of the permanent bridges in a phased manner. So what will happen is we can complete the road in a faster way, we can give the connectivity, and later on we give the major bridges, that is permanent bridges, RCC, like pre-stressed concrete bridges, like that. So this is our modus operandi in border roads organization. So if you see the turbulent history of the Devapani Bridge, initially a 940 feet multi-span belly bridge was constructed there, and this it was constructed in 81 and it got washed out in 88 in a span of 7 years. Again, we constructed a 940 feet multi-span belly bridge, and again it was constructed in 90 and it got washed away in 1995. In 1995, again we launched one 230 feet bridge, but again it got washed away in 99. There we erected one 400 feet belly suspension bridge with two towers on the both edges, and we launched a belly suspension bridge. But this also got, after 5 years, if you see, this also got collapsed, the belly suspension bridge. So finally we did like 130 feet belly bridge, and the operation was during the monsoon time, during the flood time, we used to de-launch this bridge, and whenever the rains recede, then we used to relaunch this bridge. So this was our mode of action, how to cover this river gap. And if you see the pictures which I am showing you, this was one belly bridge, the latest one, which was washed away in 2013. So this was the fury of the bridges. Like this is again one of one temporary. This was the launching of the bridge. You see, like you can see the nose here. So in 2013, this bridge was launched, and every year, alternate year, it used to get collapsed, and we used to launch a new bridge, because the only solution is we have to construct one permanent bridge, that is a concrete bridge. See, this is again the sort of damages you see, like the bridge got collapsed, the abutment got tilted, and the entire bridge went down. So this is the fury of the river. So just to have a permanent solution, one permanent bridge of 300 meters length was planned at this site. So this site we have taken it on the upstream side of the belly suspension bridge. So this is the plan. This is the river. This is the site of the 300 meter permanent bridge at Devapani River. The salient features of the bridge are: it is 50 meter end spans and 100 meter central spans. So total is coming to 300 meters. So this is the bridge scheme of this bridge. This is the general arrangement drawing, you can see, and this bridge is resting on the well foundations. The central well is 12 meter dia, and it is 16 meter height, and end wells are 9 meter, 8 meter, 7 meter wells. And central spans are 100 meters, end spans are 50 meters. So this is the general arrangement drawing we adopted for this bridge. So the design discharge is 18,024 cubic meter per second. Design highest flood level is 438.5 meter. But again, it surpassed that records, and we experienced, we could see the highest flood level going to 442 meters in 2017. So this was the design discharge we adopted at the time of initial planning, but we observed the flood level went up to 442 meters, 4 meters higher. The span arrangement I told you, end spans of 50 meters and middle spans of 100 meters. Thus, it's a total 300 meter bridge. The soil classification is soil mixed with huge boulders. Cover depth considered is 9.1 meter for abutment and 14.38 meter for piers. Foundation is the well foundation. Diameter of the well is abutment wells 9 meters. Piers pier P1 and P2, P3 are 9 meters, and central well, that is P2, is 11 meter diameter. Depth of the well is abutments 16.25 meters. Pier P1 is 15.8 meters. Pier well at P2 is 16.28 and pier well at P3 is 17.53 meters. Type of well is simple circular well for the piers, and it is abutment double D for the abutment. So this is the arrangement for the permanent bridge. And the superstructure is a continuous balanced cantilever. Overall width is 12.35 meters. It is a double lane carriageway, 7.8 meters, and it includes footpath also. So that's why it is 12.35 meters. Safety barriers, footpaths, we adopted 0.45 meter safety barrier, 1.5 meter footpath, 0.35 meter railing. Type of bearing is the PTFE bearing. Type of expansion joints, rubber seal expansion joints, and bearing code is the RCC. We could have gone for mastic also, but here we were bereft of the equipment, so we went for the RCC. Project execution. If you see, this 300 meter long bridge was sanctioned in 2003 September for 10.5 crores. So this was my initial estimate sanctioned cost, 10.5 crores in 2003. The contract was awarded to Mrs. Banka Infrastructure. It's a Bombay-based firm. Work commenced in 12 July 2004. Contracting firm is said to have experienced some financial hardships, causing abandonment of the work in 2007. That is, after commencement of the work, after 3 years, the firm abandoned the work. They had some financial problems. They couldn't do much of the work. They did only the abutment work, and they ditched and they went away. That time the progress was just 36% at the time of cancellation of the contract in 2008. With both abutments, Pier P3 and 64 sinking of P1 and P2 was completed by the contractor. So this was the state of affairs when contractor abandoned the work and when work was cancelled. So it is the progress was 36%, and he did only the abutment work. He did only abutments, both completed. Completed the both abutments, and Pier 3 P3. Then 64% of the sinking he has done in the P1 and P2. P1 and P2 are the mid pier wells. So this was the state like when the contractor left. The decision taken post cancellation of the contract. So what the department had done is they decided to execute the balance substructure work through departmental manpower. That means some P1 and P3, P2, the well were to be synced, and we had to do the substructure, that is the pier P2 also we have to construct it. So all these things we said we will do the departmentally and superstructure through the risk and cost contract. That is, we will award the work to the different contractor, and whatever the difference in cost, it will be borne by the initial contractor. So that we call it risk and cost contract. The substructure work through departmental mode recommended in a year 2010. That means we have taken another 5-6 years to decide the mode of execution and all those things, because it involved the legal complications. Then completion of the balance superstructure work, balance well steening and pier shaft P1 and P2 took even 7 years by BRO departmental resources. Because if you see here, so this is the well sinking in process. This is the grab where they used to grab the like earth from the inside. So that's how this is a part of the well sinking operation. This is the part of the well sinking operation. And this is like the pier, the substructure, the pier under construction over the pier well. This is the pier well capped, so the pier is under construction. If you see the challenges we faced for the construction, encounter of the large boulders on the cutting edge. If you see this is a picture where the people are standing. They are 16 meters down the riverbed. They are inside the river well. You can see these are the boulders. These are the boulders right under the cutting edge. This is the cutting edge. So these are the boulders. So because of these boulders, we were not able to sink the well. So for that, we had to drill these boulders and blast them and then remove that boulders. Then only sinking operation can be resumed. So this is the difficulty we used to have. This is the compressed drilling machine. You can see the jackhammer is drilling the holes in the boulders, and thereafter we put the gelatin and blasting material and we blast it. And blasting also has to be taken in such a way that it should not damage the well. It should not damage the well steening or well cutting edge like that. The very high seepage rate. So we used to operate 3-4 pumps continuously. Then only we can enter the well and we can operate inside the well. And high skin friction. So that's the reason why the rate of sinking was very slow. I will show you the next slide. The rate of sinking was very, very slow. For that, we used the water jetting, ponding, all those techniques we used on whatever the techniques available in the textbook. We adopted everything. So these are you can see the various pumps, and these are the suction pipes. We used to dewater from the well. See, if you see here, the well sinking, the rate of sinking, pier well P1 in 2010-11, 4 meters was achieved in the entire 1 year. In 2012-13, it is only 4 centimeters sinking was achieved. This is the only progress we could achieve in the entire year. 2013-14, 1.3 meters. So, for getting 5.37 meters well sinking, we took almost 8 years, you can see. Similarly, for P2, 2010-11, 8 centimeters sinking, we could do only 8 centimeters sinking. 2012-13 and 2011-12, we couldn't do any work at all. 2012-13, 30 centimeters. 2013-14, 15 centimeters. 14-15, 8 centimeters. And this is the place where I took over the command in 2015. So in 2015-16, we put all the efforts and I could get 55 centimeters, 0.55 meters, and 2016-17, 0.54 meters. And ultimately, I could plug the well in 2016 after sinking the balance sinking of 1.7 meters. So this is the well sinking. You can see these are the people standing at the bottom, and this is the cutting edge. This is the cutting edge. Challenges faced during execution. You can see the conveyance of logistics, construction stores required ferry crossing. That means, see, my entire vehicles are put on the boat and we have to cross the Brahmaputra river and reach the other side. At times, works get delayed due to funding constraints in a resource-crunch economy like ours. So this is the bridge. It was under construction that time, and this is the ferry crossing. Like you can see, this is the jetties, the shores of the coast of Brahmaputra. So where you used to ferry cross the things. That means entire logistics, your cement, steel, your diesel, everything we have to cross it across the Brahmaputra on these ferries. Revision in founding level. So actually we faced with the problem because we couldn't do the sinking at the desired rate, and secondly it was not possible for us to sink beyond a certain level. So we had to decide on what is the optimum sinking level, optimum level on which the well can be rested, for which we had to carry out a very exhaustive exercise. The riverbed is on the foothills and water flows from the hill mass with the mass debris of the landslides, causing deposition of the muck on the riverbed. So the problem was like whenever we used to undertake the well sinking operation, before we do the sinking operation, the entire slush used to come and fill up in the that well. So we couldn't carry out the sinking operation. We used to have the window of only just 2 to 3 months, where we have to undertake this sinking operation, and we cannot predict the rainfall also. Sometimes heavy floods happen in July, and sometimes heavy floods happen in the month of October, November also. So that is the erratic climatic conditions. The lower bed level at the time of hydraulic, this one was 432, but it was further upgraded to 438. You can see that lot of bouldery beds used to come and they used to settle down, and as a result, it is not the degradation, sometimes you used to get aggradation also. The river level used to get graded up. The founding level of the Pier 1 was revised from 418.9 to 424 meters. That means 6 meters upward revision we have done here. And for P2, we raised the founding level from 415.9 to 424. Almost 8 meters we could revise, we had to take the founding level upwards. And the calculations we could do it was based on a proper calculation. It was like design discharge was 1824 cubic meters per second. Effective linear waterway is like 205 meters. Silt factor 4. HFL was 438.5. So based on that, discharge per unit 8.9 cubic meters per meter. Scour depth was coming to, this is a Lacey's formula, 1.34 dB squared by KSF square. KSF is the silt factor. So like it was coming to 3.63 meters. Maximum cover depth is 2 times of this means cover depth, that is 7.26, and founding level is HFL minus this DF plus 1/3. This is the scour depth, whatever we there, 1.33 times. That is 30% just added up. So it is coming to 438.5 minus 7.26. This is the scour depth, and 30% I have added. So it is coming to 428.82. And case 2, if you follow the HFL 440, then it was coming to 430 meters. So ultimately I could plug the well at 424, which is on the safer side, and we could plug the well and go ahead with the substructure works. See this. Then again, we could complete the well foundation work, pier works, and we had to hand it over to the contractor who had to do the superstructure work. He is Mrs. Poddar Constructions, Delhi. We awarded the work for 17.6 crores with date of commencement as 2015 November. Completion period is 2 years. So that is the period where I had to put all my resources and complete the foundation and substructure work and hand over this works to the contractor for carrying out the superstructure works. So this is the pier P2. This is the pier head which is constructed, and thereafter this is the CLC gantry where the superstructure will be taken in segmental construction, that every 3 meters segment constructed, and it goes in a cantilever mode. I will show you later on. This is the CLC gantry which is erected at the pier head. See, this is how the construction was undertaken. This is the initial pier head, and so every 3 meters segments we used to construct on both the sides. So here also you can see this is the central pier P2, and the superstructure was progressing on both sides of the pier. And this is the this is the first one span of 50 meters, and this is the first other side of 50 meter span, and these are the 200 meters middle spans, and you can see the CLC gantry where like it is closing that gap. And this is the completed bridge where we were doing the load testing of the bridge. So these are the various stages of the bridge. And once we completed the entire thing, the bridge was through, and we were carrying out the load testing. The project execution, the bridge was completed in 2017, almost 2 months before the scheduled completion date. It was like inaugurated by the Minister of Union Minister of Defence for state, and the long-awaited completion of the iconic bridge provided great relief to the people of the Dibang Valley. This is the completed bridge, you can see. This is a bird's eye view of the 300-meter long bridge, and it was inspected by the Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister. During that construction, he had come for inspection of this bridge. My conclusion is see, I told you this bridge construction started in 2003, and finally the construction was completed in 2017. That is, it took 14 long years. It had a very turbulent phase actually. Initially we had awarded the work to one contractor. After 4 years he abandoned the work. Then the substructure work, foundation work, we had to carry it out, and the superstructure work was given to another contractor. Prior to that, we had to hand over that foundation, and we had to complete the foundation substructure work. So a lot of challenges we had to face that one. So my experience is like, because in 2003 the technology was not that good, maybe not good, but now if you ask me how to gap this type of bridges, I will say, instead of going for this multi-span bridge, it could have been better had I gone for the cable stayed bridge for 300 meters span. So cable stayed bridges, we can span up to 400 meters. So that could have avoided the mid piers, mid wells. So we could have saved a lot of time, and maybe the cost would have been cost maybe slightly more. Like all of you are aware, like Durgam Cheruvu, that cable stayed bridge is there. Like that type of bridge, it's very it's okay. Like to construct in Hyderabad, it's okay. But in a place like Arunachal Pradesh, where it is not connected with the road and far off flung areas, so again it will have its own challenges. So my our lesson, what I'll say is, the lesson to be drawn is, we should go for a longer span bridges. We should avoid the mid piers. So that is my first observation. And secondly, the upward revision of founding levels also was the sore factors, because it was not very easy for me to revise the founding level by 8 meters. So that gives that is a very great challenging factor, because who will take the risk? Suppose something happens afterwards, so the entire blame comes to the executives. So it involved a lot of risks. So we have to weigh a lot of pros and cons, and then we have to see the safety of the bridge, then administrative procedures, all those things. So that was also again lot of time. It took lot of time for revision of the founding levels of that mid piers, mid wells. The removal of the rock, then sinking of the wells is a very elaborate method, and that is the reason in Dola Sadia bridge, which was a 9-kilometer bridge, they went for the pile foundation. Now they are not going for the well foundation. Had it been a well foundation, we couldn't have constructed that long bridge in a record time. So in the later stage, in the recent time, people are going for the large dia pile foundation instead of the well foundation, because well foundation is very time taking. The contract management of the specialized structure also needs to be evolved, owing to the bad experiences, because we had to go for arbitration, then the contract has to be cancelled, then risk and cost. So it involves a lot of contractual complications. Yeah, now like I've come to the end of the session. So this is a brief about the challenges we faced in the construction of the 300-meter long bridge. Now the session is open for the question and answers. So I'll keep the slides, so that the slides keep passing. You can see like some of the works we have undertaken. Now I will throw the session open to the audience. They can pose the questions. Is it okay, Praveen?
Yes, sir. No problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, anybody having questions, like you can just pose the question. Please give your introduction and give the place your question. and I'll try to answer your questions.
So in the audience, I kindly request if any of the participants have any query or if there is any specific question, they can directly ask to the speaker himself. Ms. Surabhi Saxena, do you want to ask any question to the speaker? Okay, so nevertheless, but I have one or two questions which I'll ask it to you. Yeah. So what are the difficulties that have been faced, especially by your team in sinking the well foundation on the reverse bed? Could you highlight on that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So reverse sinking is a very tedious process. It requires a lot of patience, first of all. So like after placing the cutting edge, we have to construct the steening and dredge inside the well. So and it has to be in the balanced way. Like you cannot extract the soil from one side and leave the other side. It leads to the tilting of the well. Tilting of the well. It has to be planned effort. And secondly, it is a very continuous effort, and it will take weeks together. Like I mean, for getting 1 centimeter sinking or 1 inch like that. So we have to keep on having patience, and we tried all grabbing. Then sometimes we face the boulders right under the cutting edge. So there I had to remove that boulders. So that was a very challenging situation. We used the drilling machine, drillers. Then we use the sometimes drillers. I can remove it. If it is not possible, then I have to drill a hole, blast it with a very mild blasting, so that the staining and your river well staining doesn't get damaged. So it has to be very balanced and calculated approach. And sometimes if it gets tilt, then again it is a hell of an effort to rectify the tilt of the well. So put it into the back main this one. So it was like we used cantilever ledge also, then the grabbing techniques, then removal of boulders through blasting, all those things, and whatever techniques available in the textbook, we adopted everything. I cannot explain you. It was a very classic mistake, and that's why you can see like 1 year we could sink only 4 centimeters. Other year we could sink only 50 centimeters, like that. It required very patience. And the problem was the moment we remove the sludge and we prepare for sinking, all of a sudden we experience the flood, and the entire well gets filled up with the boulders, filled up with the debris. So that was a very sad part of it actually. And sometimes we experienced some casualties also. Our vehicles and some laborers also who are working there, they got damaged, they got injured, and some deaths also. So that is also there.
Okay.
So that is a very challenging phase.
There is a one specific question from Dr. Jofin George. Dr. Jofin, you can directly ask the question.
Yeah. Good evening, sir, and thank you for your wonderful presentation. Okay, so as a faculty teaching a bridge engineering course is even insightful for me also. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
so one small clarification. So suppose I assume Arunachal will be directly susceptible to very heavy floods during the rainy seasons, right? During the monsoon, essentially.
Yeah.
So do we have any additional measures provided to the foundation or for the abutments as well as the piers? Any flood scour protection measures in addition?
Yeah, you have seen, like what we used to do is, we used to guide the river to one side. Actually, suppose I am working on the pier well P2, okay?
Okay.
So I will channelize the river to the farthest possible. I will channelize the river. But what happens here is, like this area is experienced with the flash floods. The morning, everything is clear. By afternoon, you will experience the flood. So you can't even predict it actually. And here the floods also come with the rolling stone boulders. So that was a very dangerous thing actually. Sometimes it used to damage our well steening also. That flow of the boulders, it comes and hits the well steening and damages the steening portion. So we used to have some sort of cofferdam. I will not say cofferdam. We used to have a huge coffer dam sort of thing, so that the river gets channelized in the other way. But I can't totally prevent it, because it was very furious. Like, I mean, it was very like that. So as far as possible, we used to divert the stream and carry out the works. But the window was very less. The window, the working window is very less. That is the problem with us actually there, because the rains can happen in month of November, December also, and it will continue up to March also like that.
Yes.
So the gap was very less. So that's why people also not showing interest on this river, this bridge, because it's a dead project. Yeah, chodo, let's go to the other this thing. But
yes, there is.
it required a lot of patience, and then as you know, in government projects, like, I mean, getting fund is also very problematic, because I've already exhausted the funds. Like, whatever funds have been allocated for this bridge work, it got exhausted. Then we have to approach again our ministry and get the funds allotted, then revised sanctions, revised founding levels. That is the one thing. 8 meters the well depth, like I would just revise the well foundation by 8 meters up. So it requires a lot of courage actually.
Yes.
Initial was it was like 432 or 424. I revised it to 416. So that takes a lot of time actually. So this is like a peculiar situation. And the well is also not very 12-meter dia well. It's a huge well. Normally 7-meter dia, 9-meter dia is okay, but it was a 12-meter dia for pier well P2. That was again a big issue.
Okay. So even actually on the same lines, I was also worried about the same. So I can first photo itself, I can see a lot of boulders on the river bed itself, no, in the dry state. So impact might be a big challenging thing definitely. So yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jothan. Sir, we have another question. What are the problems that the BRO has faced in taking the permissions from various governmental departments in environmental and ecological sensitive regions?
Yeah, see, actually, the river cap is already there. River cap is already there. For the road construction, generally, yes, we have to take the environmental permission for cutting of trees and other things. But here, the river gap is there, so there's no much of the environmental like clearances required. Only thing is, I had to ensure that no what do you say, like, I mean, river sand extraction or something like that in the vicinity of the river, vicinity of the bridge. So I used to ensure that, because this was close to the habitation, people used to come and dug up the like river, like sand and other things. So we used to take a lot of coercive measures in putting our police and all those things to prohibit like mining operations from that bridge area.
There is a question, sir. Especially to design this specific bridge, is there any commercial software which is used for the analysis? Since the Arunachal Pradesh falls in a very high seismic zone.
So, this is seismic zone 5. Seismic zone 5.
Zone 5.
Yeah, this actually, it was designed by one young group of IIT engineers. They were just they're a group of IIT Delhi graduates. So they designed this bridge actually. That firm name I don't remember. Pratik Jain and other people are there. So they designed the bridge, that superstructure part, they designed it. And the normal design, that STRAD or whatever that software, they might have used it actually, because I'm not a structures chap, so I didn't show much, because by the time the design was also finalized, everything was there. My job was to execute the this is a box girder. Basically, this is a box girder. The box depth was 3.5 meters to 4 meters at the pier. It was slightly reducing towards the center. So it is a box girder. It is a box.
Okay. Thank you, sir. There is a question from one of the participants who is asking that, since Arunachal Pradesh is one of the most remote regions in India with limited connectivity, so while transporting the construction materials, machinery and manpower to the site can be very time consuming and expensive. Can you put some more light on that?
Yeah, see, construction material means we use only local materials like aggregate, sand, everything. But cement has to be, we have to get it cement from outside only. Cement like from Assam, we have to carry cement from Assam. Then steel also from sail yards like that. So that you can't avoid it now. But as far as possible, pre-stressing also, like pre-stressing stands and everything is a specialized item, so we have to get it from outside. But as far as possible, like stone aggregates and everything is locally available. We used to crush it locally and we used to use it local materials.
Okay, sir. Okay. There is a question from one of the engineers from Medas Softwares.
Okay.
The question is slightly different. What are your suggestion on the proper allotment of fund for strategic projects such as the Diopani Bridge?
Yeah, see, if you ask me, I would have gone for the longer span bridges instead of going for the multiple span.
Right, sir.
I could have gone for straight away, like it will be 50 meter, like then central span is 200 meters, so that I could have avoided the mid pier. Or straight away, like cable stayed bridge, which will avoid totally, like you will have only end apartments and the entire bridge will be from the both ends of the apartment. So this type of thing should be there, and we did it actually. Basoli Bridge, Basoli and the river Bias in the border between J&K and Punjab. We constructed that Basoli Bridge. This is again a cable stayed bridge. We did it actually. This was very late actually, 2018 or 2019 we did it.
So since you have taken care of this particular project in much detail, do you want to suggest any possible upgrade compared to that of the current tendering system?
Yeah, tendering system, see, in border roads, what we do is we follow the EPC contracts. This is engineering, procurement and construction of the entire this type of bridges. We give it to the contractor. We give only the line diagram saying that it is a 300-meter bridge, end spans 50, middle spans 100. So one has to quote for this bridge. Okay. So the lowest tenderer is awarded the work, and then he has to give the designs. Then the design will be approved by the department, then he will execute the work. So the entire design part, procurement, construction, and construction is done by the contractor.
One single contractor.
Yeah, one single contract. But here the contractor abandoned the work, so we have to undertake the balance foundation works departmentally, and superstructure work we give it to the other contractor. Otherwise, it was one contract only. Banka was supposed to do the foundation, substructure, and superstructure. Everything was supposed to do.
Because I was supposed to ask you the question that since there was an abandonment of that work done by the contractor in the year 2008, is there any specific reason for that? Because of the hurdles?
No. Actually, what happened is he experienced some problems. Actually, he was constructing multiple bridges, and this firm got bankrupt, and so he had to abandon the work. Basically, that's all.
Okay, sir. And there is one more question, especially with respect to central government and state government. How much administrative system changes takes place in reality?
Yeah, that is. I'll tell you, this is actually what I was dealing only with the central government. I am from the defense.
Right.
Central Ministry of Defense. And there the state governments are very nominal because like northeastern state, they don't have any financial sources. They were all dependent on the central government grants. All these northeastern states, they get 90% grants from the center.
Right.
So, and I was doing only central government projects and funded by the Ministry of Defense, defense funds. So the state government is only supposed to give the land, that's all, land and local permission for mining and other things like. They don't have much role actually because the entire funding is from the center. State has nothing to do with that one.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I think there is one more question. There is a question from Surabhi Saxena. She's asking that what are the specific advantages one can get if they construct a cable stayed bridge compared to the other bridges?
Yeah, advantages is we will avoid the mid spans.
Right.
We can go for faster construction. Then the superstructure is very faster construction, and then we can avoid the mid piers, and it is the latest technology. Like why not use the latest technology? Like The best example is your Durgam Cheruvu Bridge, which is
right.
in front of you, like I mean.
Yes.
So that's yeah.
Okay. Okay. So during the construction time also, whether you have faced any trouble or the hurdle, especially due to the flash floods, especially during the construction?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. The flash floods are the common phenomena in Arunachal Pradesh. It's a common phenomena. Like I mean, it will happen in a season. Like I mean, 2-3 times. Like so that time, like I mean, I'm doing the sinking operation. For that, my compressors are there, my machinery is there, my vehicles are there, and all of a sudden flood comes and then it takes off the thing. And you have seen the belly bridges also got washed away. So we lost lot of machinery, and even the machinery, like I mean, after flood it is now of no use. Like I mean, the compressor, it got hit by the boulders, so it is of no use for me. So we had experienced lot of losses. Like I mean, but we always used to take care that there should not be any loss of man. That is the man lives are very precious. Like I mean, so that we used to take care of it. But despite that, some untoward incidents happened. Like I mean, it's a laborer working on the superstructure work like that. So it happened. Like I mean, we can't avoid it. Actually, sometimes vehicles get carried away of that. So like that, I mean, the danger is always there.
Okay, sir. There is a question from Mr. Neeraj. It is slightly a very longer question. Uh, I'll read bit by bit. Keeping this Deopani Bridge as an example, facing the sinking issues in Arunachal Pradesh completed, which is in 14 years, why same type, that is balanced cantilever bridge, is still preferred with well foundations in such remote locations?
Nee, see, balanced cantilever is a form of construction basically
Right.
that avoids the scaffolding. See, if
Right.
you have to do the bridge construction, you have to have a scaffolding inside, staging, then you put the staging, and over that you have to cast the slab. Because of
Okay.
the boundary bed, I cannot put the staging because once you put the
Right.
staging and you take up
There will
it,
be
by
a
the time
sinking
you put the
issues.
slab, the entire will go thing. So I want to avoid the staging. So that's why I went for the cantilever construction. That is
Okay.
stitching segment by segment. So that is the only option I am having
Right.
because I can't have go for the staging there.
Right. So he's actually an engineer, sir, Mr. Neeraj. He's in
Yeah.
charge in Arunachal Pradesh, and he
Okay.
worked in Tinai Bridge, which is
Okay.
320 meter, and Meshai Bridge 280 meters in
Okay.
Anjaur district, where
Okay.
they were facing some kind of a sinking issues. That's
Okay.
why he raised this question.
Yeah. So my advice to him is in these days, like you have got a lot of advanced techniques for the pile foundations.
Right.
So better go for piles, large diameter piles, like a group of 4 piles or 6 piles. Then you cap it, and on that well cap you can construct the substructure. Don't go for the well. Well is a very time-taking process because now the technology is available. You can drill the piles in no matter of time. Even if it is a boundary bed, you can drill the piles actually. And so my advice is to go for the large diameter piles instead of well foundation.
Okay. Okay. I think, sir, we have clarified all the questions which was there in the chat box. Now, Neeraj is saying thank you so much for clarifying his doubts, sir. And now I request Mr. Nitin to please continue the proceedings. Nitin, it's over to you. Mr. Nitin.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you can unshare your screen, sir.
Yeah. I'll do that.
I think it is already unshared, I suppose. Okay, fine, sir. No problem. Yeah. Nitin, please continue.
Yes, sir. I would like to thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. Your extensive knowledge drawn from years and experience in the service of BRO is evident in every aspect of your presentation. The concluding segment of the webinar will cover by the Mr. Priyatham vote of thanks. He'll give the vote of thanks. I'll share the mic to the Priyatham.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Nitin. Priyatham, it's over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Priyatham pursuing MTech in Computer Aided Structural Engineering at IIIT Hyderabad. It's my honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of entire executive committee of IAStructE IIIT student chapter for Insight webinar. First and foremost, I extend our deepest gratitude to our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. M. Kishore Kumar, for his depth in case study on several construction aspects of the Diopani Bridge. Today's webinar highlighted how crucial it's to focus on pier design and its specifications, and also logistical challenges and the pier shrinkage challenges faced while designing of the bridge has to be truly taken to the consideration while evaluating each parameters during design plays a very crucial role. It was a great learning experience. I would also like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our faculty advisor, Dr. Praveen Kumar, for his continuous guidance and valuable suggestions throughout the planning and execution of this webinar. A special mention goes to the IT team for ensuring the seamless technical support to the design team for their creative inputs and logistical assistance. I thank our program coordinator, Dr. Sunita Palisari, for her continuous encouragement. And I also want to express my appreciation to all the participants for the active involvement and thoughtful questions, which enhanced this discussion and made this webinar a collaborative learning experience. Lastly, I would like to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of the entire team whose collectively effort has made this event a success. Your commitment to bring the quality educational experience to our chapter is truly commendable. In conclusion, I extend my heartfelt thanks to each one of your participation and engagement. This webinar has not only depended our understanding of the we extremely grateful and look forward to continuous support in our future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Priyatham. Thank you so much, Kishore sir. It's
Thank you.
really wonderful to have you for today's event, and we look forward to meet you again.
Thank you. Thank you, Praveen, for giving me an opportunity.
Most welcome, sir. Most welcome. Pleasure is all ours for hosting you, sir. And thank you for accepting our invitation and sharing your precious time and gracing the occasion, sir. Thanks a lot once again.
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Okay, sir. Bye.